Six Gun Productions. New media, new rules.
This is Geek News Radio. Broadcast 47 for Saturday, September 30th, 2017. Literally Littoral.
This is Geek News Radio episode 47. I'm Fab from Hamburg.
And I'm Dave in Birmingham.
Hello!
What's up?
This is the magic number, 47.
What?
You know that thing about it being the most common number?
What?
Oh god, didn't I tell you this at some point? I must have at some other podcast. Well, it's
47 is the most common.
I'm going to look this
number.
up. No, it's not. 47. So in Star Trek, some TNG writer had this thing. I think he picked it up at university, where people were trying to make. They started the urban legend that 47 was the most common number, and they put it in anything.
Okay.
Like they did, like documents, whatever. They put it everywhere, and so he then became a guy on Star Trek, I think. So they put it everywhere, like from the Next Generation onwards. I think season 2 or something. It's just everywhere. It's like everything. It has a Memory Alpha article. I'll put it in the show notes. Everything like on panels and everything's 47.
Whoa. And yeah, there are loads of websites from like the 90s.
So apparently it started at Pomona College.
Okay. That's weird.
So that's the thing with the number 47, and it's fitting because we're going to talk about Star Trek among other geeky and nerdy topics that we just got to talk about. What are we drinking? I'm drinking a Flensburger Pilsner from Flensburg.
Excellent.
Which is great.
And I have a punk IPA from Brewdog because I hate the system but love capitalism.
Sink the Bismarck. I was wondering if it was going to be another old fashioned.
I can't make it 3 weeks on the trot. Also because I'm lazy and I had beers in anyway, so it's like fuck it.
Well, I know about that. I'm so lazy these days with all my commuting back and forth. My God. Okay, so I've been so stressed out that like as we record this episode, which is on the 20th of September, I haven't even released the one we recorded before. Yeah,
you've had an unfun time. It's been anti-good.
Shit's been going on. I've been like, even when I've been working from home at some days, and it's when I work in the office, I have to be on the train now for like 2.5 hours to get there and then back.
So it's what, 5 hours of train a day? Or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Bloody hell!
I was home at like 10:05 on Monday.
Oh Jesus!
And then even when I work from home, I've been giving there's lots of stuff happening, so I've been giving lots of interviews. Oh, one thing that's been really good is like this podcast setup with like the new audio, the good audio equipment now with the compressor and everything. Yeah. Because I've been I've been on the phone to radio stations, and I'm just recording on the setup, and I'm sending them like the MP3 file. And they wrote me back, "Wow, did you record this in like a radio studio?" And I'm like, "Nah, well, it's a bit like it's echoey still because I don't have anything on the walls, but otherwise they were really happy with that."
That's good. That's like life hack.
Yeah, those 10 years of podcasting experience finally come to something.
Just as planned, yeah. Do a podcast so you can do better radio interviews 10 years later.
Yeah, so we should probably have to talk about that. We won't release after the show. There will be a small hiatus.
Yes, you're going on a massive holiday.
Yeah, basically for October. Yeah, I'm going to Australia for 3 weeks. I'm riding around in a camper van through Queensland.
Sweet.
And then we are flying over to Fiji. And we're spending another week on the islands of Fiji.
Awesome.
So there won't be a show. There will be a show when I'm back in November, and you can take a well-deserved break.
Yeah, you can maybe like listen to an episode in that time.
Yeah. we'll have to make up for those 2 like episodes, of course.
Oh yeah, we've got an average to keep.
Yeah.
Got to keep those metrics.
So we'll just do we'll just do 3 episodes for November or December or something like that.
Yeah.
We have enough content, I think.
Probably.
It's
almost certainly.
Not. I'm not saying it's interesting content, but it's content.
Yeah. There's always content.
We're just drinking, talking to a microphone. That's content.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's the Bantercast. Bantercasts will never die.
They're the best casts.
Yeah. I see people like complaining about like Bantercasts that are like, they're just like, oh man, Bantercasts, they're dying. I'm like, are they though? Because literally all of the podcasts I like and listen to are Bantercasts.
Yeah, but I'm so fucked off with like this, not to like they're doing good work, but like all this like hardcore history and stuff like that I listened to for a while.
I don't have the time of day. So I've got like not a moral thing, but I've got a knee-jerk reaction that like if someone recommends like a series of podcasts, they say like, Dave, go listen to this thing. And then I listen, and then like, okay, it's like you have to listen to it, all of it, in order, because it's like telling a story or like it like rolls into each other. And like literally the first thing you hear is like a fucking advert for like Casper mattresses. I'm like, no, fuck off. I've not heard the podcast yet. Like some people do it for free. Like there are loads of podcasts that spend their own money.
Oh my god, you're the Tom Francis of podcasting. You give them like a minute, and if they can't wow you in the first minute, you're like, I'm out of here. I've got other podcasts.
I'll quite happily listen to like a 4-hour terrible thing. I just don't want it to start off with the premise of like, we are monetizing you. Please join our Patreon. It's like, no. Put that at the end for people who care.
You are Tom Francis. You're drinking. Right. You're drinking old fashioned with your Jim Beam. God, he's been saying that. I've been listening to those episodes you listened to of the Quaint Crowbar. Yeah. He's been like, I've been buying this really expensive whiskey, and now I'm just drinking Jim Beam. He was like drinking Aberlour.
Yeah, in old fashions, that's like a
the only thing that makes sense. That statement. Like I've been drinking Jim Beam and it's as good. Like the only reason that statement makes sense if you got like your taste buds shot off in a war, or you've been mixing Aberlour. Who the hell? Who the hell mixes Aberlour? Like sometimes I'll maybe mix Lefroy for the fun of it, but like this, I'm not doing that seriously. What the hell?
It's interesting because like you just kind of. Once you add sugar and bitters, like pretty much anything will do. Like, yeah.
Especially the way I like it. He's been buying Aberlour is expensive.
It's pricey shit.
God.
It's all that heat signature money.
Yeah, that's where we're going to talk about that. As we record, it's coming out tomorrow.
It is.
It's Katie's birthday. It's coming, a heat signature. I've been waiting for ages for that. So I'm going to give him money. So just you can just buy fucking Aberlour and pour that into
You should send him a message being like, I've bought this, but it has to go on Aberlour you drink on its own, or Jim Beam that you mix. But
I'll send him
the way around.
I'll send him an audio message that starts with Tom Francis. Oh, come on! This is his catchphrase. Anyway, yeah. We'll have a small hiatus. Where was I before I started ranting about Tom Francis? Oh, you were talking about I was talking about podcasts. Yeah. So yes. The thing is, I don't have like the brain power. I can't like I'm listening to this like on the train, whatever now. You know, that now that I'm riding the train a bit more because it's getting too cold for the motorcycle, and like this is not Hanover, so I can't do the 20-minute commute on the motorcycle. I could do it in December, but the 3-hour, like if it gets to 12 degrees, 3 hours on a motorcycle, I can do it, but I'm not in a state to actually like work after that.
Yeah.
I need
and then do it on the way back as well.
I need like a whiskey. Yeah, and on the way back and whatever, so I'm taking the train. Now the upside is I can listen to podcasts again. The downside is like I can't like fucking like serious podcasts. I can't use my brain. I'm listening to this to unwind, right? I want banter casts. I want Chris Thurston, and I want to think about how he's wrong. That's how much I can use my brain at this point.
What's he wrong about now?
He's wrong about so many things. He said, like, I listened to a show today. It's like I'm like 3 or 4 Crank Robots back. Where he's like, I'm putting a moratorium on like using 20s and 30s music soundtracks and like post-apocalyptic games.
Yeah.
That's like no, you can't do that. That's like Fallout's thing. Fallout has to do this until the series ends. Like if Fallout stops doing that and then going with like what, techno or whatever, or like orchestral soundtrack, that'll be a disaster. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there. I don't remember him saying that, but then
also it's good music. Like, what do you have against swing? We need more swing in games.
What if they did like electro swing there? That's the thing.
The only music that Fallout could go through to from here without me being pissed is Sabaton. That works.
I mean, kind of like the Brotherhood of Steel and stuff like that.
They could record an album like for Fallout, like Bethesda just like give them money.
Oh, they wouldn't do that. There's that bit in the live show where he's like, everyone's requesting us to do Star Wars, and fuck off.
No, but it's because Star Wars is shit. Like you could do really good songs about he likes to do songs about real things, I guess.
Yeah, real tanks, real war for real men.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know, where were we? As you can tell, my brain's shot to hell. I'm like, I really need that holiday. I haven't had a proper holiday. Okay, Dublin, but that was like a weekend.
Yeah, like actual proper break from.
I'm like close to killing people at work. It's like I need to get through this week and a half without murdering somebody, which is hard when you don't have alcohol at hand.
Writing quality would go down though.
I don't think so. Seriously, at this point, it's like, I will say that I might have like written stories, especially for the print magazine when I was like off, because like it was actually the weekend, but like there were points where I couldn't write that story. Like I basically had to write it Friday to end it on Monday, or like Thursday, Friday, and I couldn't. Like my brain just locked up. So I would just like write them on the weekend in my spare time. But I would go like, okay, fuck this. I'm doing this in my spare time. They can't tell me what to do. And I'll just get a bottle of red wine. And like after like 2 glasses of red wine, it really like it's good for writing. It seriously is. Like ask any writer. Ask Char. She'll tell you.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of imagine that like after a couple of glasses of wine, I don't think I could like write anything technical. Fucking acronyms, just in the bin with them.
No, you just fix that. Like you just fix that when you're sober. Like that's the secret. Speaking of Char, Divinity,
it did, didn't it?
Original Sin 2. I'm typing this as we say.
T'other day.
And it's doing phenomenally well.
It's amazing. Everyone loves it.
So I'm looking up the Steam
gangbusters.
The Steam Spy as we go, but they sold over 500,000, right? So
yeah. They had a power cut the day it happened,
and people were like sending them,
like adorable messages on Steam and stuff. Like take my power. It was like so cute. So it was fun.
So apparently owners on this is Steam, right? So it's also out on GOG.
Yep.
And whatever on Steam. What owners? Why is there money on the right? What? I don't. The money hadn't. The price of the game hasn't changed. Okay, that makes sense. So 408,414. So 400,000 owners on Steam. It's been getting phenomenal reviews. There's apparently players in total 371,000.
Have you played any of it yet?
Yeah, played a little bit. I played the so I've played it in early access actually.
Yes.
And now I'm playing the start again. My problem is I really don't have enough time to play this before Australia, so I'm just playing a bit of it. I'll probably just do a new character when I get back because I've like after 3-4 weeks in the Outback, I'm gonna have forgotten everything about it.
I have played like 2 hours of it now, and now I'm just kind of thinking, oh god, I need to start over again because I fucked it up. Because it's like vast, like it's terrifyingly big. At least it feels like that right now. I picked Ifan to play as.
Right. I made a character who in the end looks exactly like Ifan.
Yeah, because I was like, Ifan's cool. I want to like
he's great.
hang out with the cool dude all the time. But the problem is, I don't get to hear his voice acting now. Everything in the game is voiced.
Yeah.
All the text is voiced, generally. Like, all the spoken word stuff is voiced. But when you pick things to say, it's not read out. It's just kind of like the meaning is implied, but it doesn't tell you the actual way of saying it, which I really like, because you don't get things like in Mass Effect and Fallout where like you click the thing you want to say, but that is not what the writers thought you were going to say. So you end up saying something you didn't mean at all, which I really like, but it means I don't get the cool voice actor for Ifan. And
he's really good, so you might want to start with...
Yeah, and I've not tremendously far through. I can just like go through it again. I'm going to pick a different class. I picked the Inquisitor because it looked cool. He has big hammer and does necromancy. The problem is, I feel it's quite difficult to play as the necromancer because it means you have to understand how magic works. And I am bad. Oh my god, it's complicated. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to play as a very basic person who hits things with sticks, all sorts, and listens to Ifan's voice. Maybe I'd play as like the Red Prince or something, but I want to get on with Ifan, and I'm not entirely sure how well that's going to go.
I think I'm gonna just like when I reroll a character, I'm just gonna make a custom one again because I want to have all the voice acting of all of them. The Red Prince really good. It's good voice acting as well.
I love the Red Prince. Like he's so posh that he kind of annoys me, but he's like really likable.
I really like that pirate dwarf. He's okay.
Pirate dwarf lad. He's great. I love Fane. He's so snarky. Fane is kind of like a skeleton demon lad.
He's undead.
Yeah, he's undead, and he's all like, humans, they're shit. Like, you were crawling around doing sweet fuck all when my race was around, but his race of undead people aren't around anymore. So it would be kind of interesting to make an undead character, because you can make undead custom characters and then like have them hang out with Fane, because that'd be kind of cool. That would entirely change like the whole story that I've had.
Minor spoilers for the very beginning of the game. So if you don't like... we seriously have to do this because it's Char's game. Whoa. Need for Speed, baby.
Big old motorbike just went down my street.
Sounds good. So Char's gonna kill us if we do this. So spoilers, go ahead if you don't want this. But this is just only the very beginning. So at the very beginning, you're on a ship. And, the ship sinks. And you kind of know that if you played the early access because you start like on that island.
I like that that wasn't in the early access that I played, because it was a nice surprise at the beginning to see something different.
I don't know if they added that later, but I never came across that either. But like when you talk to Fane and you're like, hey, you gotta get out of here, the ship's sinking. He's like, yeah, so what? I'm just gonna walk to land on the bottom of the sea. It's not like I'm gonna drown.
Yeah.
Look at me. That's really cool. I like that. Ifan is great. So ethics in video games journalism. We like Char, and she wrote Ifan, but Ifan's great.
Yeah, he's good. He gets like loads of kind of cool, like I'm a badass lines. Like I am a lone wolf. So, and then people are just like, oh my god, don't mess with this dude.
Yeah, but also like it's not obvious. he's not like, oh, I'm the bad, like, he's not as obvious
not like
as many other badass characters in games.
Yeah.
When you ask him like what's a lone wolf, and he's like, it's a job, my job.
Yeah. And there's like little bits where he's like, oh, I don't want them, like, because in conversations you get kind of options to like say a thing, say another thing, or like say something special that's special to you because of like a class you've picked or like the character you are. So if one gets like somewhere he's just like trying to sneak around, be like, oh shit, they know who I am, so I kind of like sneak around that, which I quite like that. It's just good. It's good. I love it all. It's a beautiful game. It's really nice. I tried to stream some of it the day it came out, but it was quite big, so it took quite a while to download even on my beefy connection. And I streamed a bit of it, and then like it didn't feel very well, so I just like went to bed. So I didn't do that, but I'd quite like to do some more of it, especially if I start a new character. I'll record it and whack it on YouTube and stuff. So people are feeding for content in October. They can watch me be terrible at role-playing games.
So I looked it up again. Apparently they sold over 500,000, and they had at some point 85,000 concurrents on Steam.
That's legit. That's like big.
It's not PUBG, but
it's not PUBG, but it's like
nobody else's PUBG.
Yeah.
So people have been
not even Dota is as big as PUBG anymore.
So people are actually saying it's like the best classic RPG maybe ever.
Potentially, yeah. That's what people are saying. It comes with a whole suite of like cool shit for like creating your own campaigns.
The Game Master mode looks amazing.
Yeah, you can basically play like feature complete Dungeons and Dragons in it with a player being the dungeon master, like doing all the dice rolls, I think.
But also with a really nice interface.
Yeah,
not like that good. Legends of the Sword Coast or whatever that was horrible. I tried that, and this has all the nice art of the game in it, of course, like all the locations are gorgeous.
Yeah, it's like really, the water looks really nice. There's like tons of environmental things as well, which has always been advertised, but it's been quite fun playing with that. You've got to take the telekinesis power trait thing, because it lets you kind of just move things around the world really easily and just ignore weight limits on picking up rather than like picking up objects and putting them in your inventory. Like you can move objects around, so you can kind of like move water barrels around and like position them and then stab them, and then the water will come out. You can put out flames and like wash away poison, I think. What
you need is Pet Pal.
Oh yeah, you can talk to pets.
Yep, there are lots of animals.
I have collected a doggo. And a cat.
I have the cat. Yeah. What doggo is that? The Buddy?
It's Buddy, the confused dog.
I don't know that you could have him as a follower.
He's just sort of following me. He doesn't follow me everywhere. It's really weird. But the cat just does follow you, and it's great. Because I remember in the early access, I got him killed really quickly. So I've managed not to do that this time.
So apparently you get like. If you survive, then you get like a special thing to the end. That's at least what's what I heard.
Like in Half-Life 2 Episode 2, where if you took the gnome with you and put it in the rocket, you got the achievement.
Yeah, something like that.
Good shit.
It's I think it's a phenomenal game. It looks really, really, really good. I really like the voice acting. The voice acting is top notch. I mean, I like Pillars of Eternity a lot. Mm-hmm. I must say, I still think I prefer Pillars World. Mm-hmm. But this is like for immersion, this is so much better because all the dialogue is voice acted. That is
it's actually manageable.
That is such a big thing. The soundtrack's really good, I find. And of course the writing. I wanted to have Char on for release, but she's obviously like completely fucked from the sprint.
Yes.
And when they were getting it out, that must have been quite a hard thing.
Unpleasant crunch time.
Yeah, so we'll get her on like after our break. And
after her holiday as well, because they're off to somewhere. I can't remember where.
Yeah. But we'll get her on. We'll talk to her how it was now that she can talk about all the things that were secret. Yeah.
Sweet.
This is a very good game, I think.
Other good game, potentially.
I think, Heat Signature is coming out as we speak tomorrow.
Because back when we used to do, I think, the Warhammer podcast, it was when Tom was just doing the initial videos of him like prototyping a game, which then turned into Heat Signature. Because for ages he was doing like weekly development diaries on.
Friends has been working on this for ages.
Yeah, it's so it's a top-down shooty thing.
Or stealth, depending on. So it's like a procedurally generated galaxy kind of thing, and you fly around in your little spaceship, and there's like procedurally generated other spaceships, which are basically their rooms. It's a bit like FTL in that it's just basically rooms that are shared with a spaceship.
It's also like Hotline Miami though as well, in that you're like shooting lads and running around.
Yes, the shooting looks a lot like Hotline Miami, so it's like Gunpoint. Tom Francis, who used to be PC Gamer writer, he's on the Crate and Crowbar. He's one of my favorite guys on there. He's really cool. He quit his job and coded Gunpoint in GameMaker. And I didn't play Gunpoint for ages. Actually, if you look on my Steam profile, there's very few messages. Basically, the only message is you saying you need to buy Gunpoint.
Yeah.
Like 6 years ago.
It's so good.
And I finally did. And I played it through, like, I bought it on a Sunday. I think that Katie wasn't home. Like, she was at a conference or something. And I was on a whim because it was so cheap. I just bought Gunpoint. I think I had bought it ages ago. But I just I played it. And I played it through on a Saturday. Completely. Like,
it's really short.
Getting all achievements.
You've got all of them. I didn't.
At least on the weekend, yeah.
Did you get the one for repeatedly punching the guy?
I have all of them.
Oh, nice.
I think it's the only game I have all achievements for on Steam.
Because there's basically like
there's many for killing the last guy. You can like kill him with the door.
Yeah.
You can shoot him.
I've only gone through it once, I think, but I'm just looking at mine. They've got a little like Crate and Crowbar reference in one of the achievements, which was acknowledged ludonarrative dissonance.
Oh, so that
was good.
So Gunpoint was like this game with not top down but side on view of houses, and you could like hack the alarm system. So basically, Gunpoint, you could pull a gun on people that would like stop moving or whatever. But if you shot somebody, then like the alarm would go off, and that really isn't an option. Like you really have to get out of the level really fast then. And if you shoot somebody or your shot is like that with one shot, that's like Tom's thing. And that's the same Heat Signature. So that's top down. You bought these spaceships, and you have like these missions to take over spaceships to, I think you need to hijack people, whatever. And actually, this has, you're not killed. This has like these fail state modes where like if they catch you, they can actually tase you, whatever. And they'll just throw you out the ship. Like they space you. And then like in the Expanse, you're not that immediately basically. So you can actually, there you have this mini game where you can pilot your ship, like with your whatever, like your smartwatch, whatever you have. And if you do that in a time that it actually picks you up and you're still alive. So it looks really cool. Obviously I haven't played it, but
no,
I really like the idea, and I do trust Tom. He has good taste in what makes a game.
I've not actually seen, and I'm like looking at the Steam page now. It's like the last time I saw this game, it looked very ropey,
and like, now it looks really cool.
Now it's got all these beautiful animations and like lovely art, lovely like original space design, like space nebula thingies. It's cool. I'm loving it.
I'll put a link in the show notes. It looks really good. So this is where in Gunpoint he did everything himself, art and whatever, except the music, I think.
Yeah, I think he like had help with the programming this time.
Well, no, with this game he actually the art is by a guy who was on the Crate and Crowbar a few times, and he has a programmer. So they're all called Tom, I think.
Yes,
I think the music.
He had a guy from Valve, didn't he? He like went to.
Well, he did go to he worked on it at Valve and did stuff.
I think the guy who was programming was the guy, but I don't know. It's had some like bonus help,
and it looks really good. I'm just looking
more
at the
expansive
video as well.
than previously.
more expansive.
I'm very good at puns. Steam is saying this is games you've played, like EVE Online. Okay, sure.
Well, it's space
strategy, I suppose.
Where's Steam saying that? Let's see what
it's on the store page. Like, it's the whole, is this game relevant to you? And it'll say like it's similar to things. It might not if there's nothing.
Sign in to
similar.
see reasons. Okay.
And then it's saying that 2 friends want this game.
That's me.
You and Spad, who's from 2-Star Podcast.
It's been on my list for ages. So basically, if you buy it, they don't have a pre-order bonus.
No.
But in the first week, there'll be a special ship flying around with a very special weapon that you can get. So that's kind of their thing.
That's cool.
I wanna see what it says. Is this game relevant to you? Similar to games you've played, Stellaris and EVE Online. Okay, already on your wish list. And you want this game. It looks really good.
Thinking of Easter eggs, like bonus things, have you seen the whole thing with the Nintendo Switch and the golf Easter egg?
No.
So it turns out that the guy who is like Mr. Nintendo, Satoru Iwata, who died, was it last year? The first game he made was called Golf.
Okay. Was it about golfing?
It was about playing golf. And in the Switch, it turns out there is a copy of that game embedded in it, like on every Switch. That copy, it's kind of like a GNU Terry Pratchett thing. In that there is that game on every Switch, and it turns out that it can be unlocked and you can play it, but it's a massive ball ache to do. In that it's it has to be on the anniversary of when he died, so it's like July 11th. And then you have to do a movement with the Joy-Cons. And it like unlocks it and you can play his game, and it's like this little Easter egg. There's this whole thing about like it's some sort of thing in Japanese culture, but I didn't really understand. It's super cool. I found I can't do it, so people were theorizing that you could like move the clock date. But the Switch, like, the moment you connect it to the internet, it basically then immediately somehow like will write that it's connected to the internet permanently. So it's right at the time that you connect to the internet, and somehow it can work out if you've been like altering the clock time like you used to be able to do on the Nintendo DS to adjust Animal Crossing games. But it like means that if you connect to the internet, you can't like fudge it to be in July 11th, so you can't do it. So yeah, that's really cool. I was reading about that today, and there's like the whole scene of people trying to hack it to work out like exactly like the hand. So the Joy-Cons, people were theorizing that like they worked out like in the code that like you had to make a very specific movement, but they didn't know what it was. They couldn't decipher what it meant. People were like sitting there trying to like do like golf swings and stuff like that. But I think the latest theory is that he used to do like this like hand gesture, like it was like 2 hands, kind of like when he was like getting really expressive, like do this movement, and they're thinking that it's actually that. So you have to do his like hand movement to unlock it. And it's gonna be really cool. I can't wait for like July 11th. I've got a note in my calendar to remind me. Right, it's so cool.
Nerd.
Yes, it's ridiculous. Like it's not worth it. Like it's a terrible game, like by today's standards. And I'm not really into golf, but it's just really nice. Stuff like
I just saw that for Heat Signature, you can also buy like a edition upgrade. Mm-hmm. So if you want to give him more money to spend on expensive whiskey to mix with shit, and you get like developer commentaries, the soundtrack.
Oh, cool!
And you get it says playthrough Heat Signature's development with 8 early prototypes from its 3.5 year development.
Oh wow! 3.5 years. It feels a lot longer than 3 years.
I was gonna say, bloody hell, 3.5 years. That's like fucking Andromeda. Like, that is wow. Although he got a game out, you know?
Yeah.
Chris Roberts achieved a lot less.
Yeah, with a lot more money and a lot more people. Yeah.
And more time. It looks like a good game. I can't wait. I'm happy to see how it plays.
Something that you might not be happy to see is Monday. So maybe by the time this Star Trek Discovery will have aired.
It will probably have aired.
Yeah.
I'm currently writing a preview thing.
Yeah.
For Heise for it, because I wrote this thing. I pitched this thing. I thought, well, we need to do more nerd stuff, basically more Verge. And I wrote this streaming tip thing, like why you need to watch The Expanse.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that will go down well with the audience because Heise, they're all nerds like our readers, and I said that in a good way. They're all geeks like you and me. And also they like space. We write a lot about space technology and stuff, like Cassini and shit like that. And so I thought, wow, this should go down well. And I summarized the first season a bit. And, this was when season 2 came out. And it went down a lot better than I thought. And now I'm doing Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, sweet.
But I've been researching it a bit more, and I don't know. Could be really bad.
Oh god, I'm gonna watch it on Monday. I'm gonna
me too.
Maybe be angry.
The thing that gets me, well, I won't see most of it because I'll be in Australia, but I'll watch it later. The thing that gets me is they keep saying that it's not the Kelvin timeline, but the whole series looks like it. It looks like it can't possibly be in the prime timeline. And then I've read that, so the rumor is that basically they designed it in a way that it could fit both.
Oh no!
Yeah,
no, don't do that. Anything but that.
Well, it looks so much Kelvin timeline, like with the uniforms,
Yeah, but I don't want them to.
Oh. Yeah, I think the show that Brian Fuller originally pitched, which was gonna be an anthology series, would have been a lot better, but then CBS said no, and I have a feeling that this might die, simply because not because it's bad, because that's a taste thing, that might just be me, but I think the actual factor is they're doing this to push All Access, which is their streaming service. So in the US, in Europe, we will just get it on Netflix at the same time it airs in the US, but in the US the first episode will be aired on normal TV, and then the rest you'll have to buy All Access.
Ouch.
And I think people might not do that because I don't think there's much on there.
No.
And oh god, they did this shit with Enterprise, where they had didn't they have I think it was a cable subscription channel. Obviously, it wasn't streaming, but it was something like you had to pay for, and they used it to push that, and it failed miserably. It killed the ratings. Who would have thought?
Because in the UK it was on Channel 4, so that's just public TV.
Yeah, over here too. But that's syndicated. It's the same. This is in Europe. It's on Netflix, which you have to pay for as well. But a lot of people already have Netflix.
Yeah, and there's actually a reason to have that.
Yeah, and also they added all of Star Trek. As a run up to this, which is a good deal anyway. For me, I've said this before, but for me, the Netflix fee is worth just having all Star Trek.
It's got BoJack Horseman as well, which is grand. Oh my god,
it's got The Expanse, so what? That's everything you need. So I don't know, but we will know very soon. Yeah.
I'm excited for the hot takes. If it's bad, at least there'll be good hot takes.
Yeah, but there'll be. You'll have to wait till I catch up to watch it when I get back or something.
I can just live tweet it and you can read up.
Yeah, I won't read any tweets. I'm going I'm going native in October. I know I could get internet shit and everything in Australia, but I don't want to. I'm not taking my laptop.
Whoa.
I might buy a SIM card just to keep in contact with family, but I won't. We're riding around in a camper van. I'm going to read, mate. That's going to be
just take a ton of books. Sweet.
Something that I will probably be happy to see is next year there's a Tomb Raider movie coming.
There is. That's quick.
They
Isn't
shot a trailer today, and it looked really good.
There are quite a few shots in that trailer that are just straight out of the new games, which is really good.
Her look is so much from like the game. It's like, so the story seems to be like based on the trailer. It seems to be based on the first game, and her look is like exactly so. Alicia Vikander.
Yeah, never heard of her.
Me neither, but she won an Oscar.
Yeah.
So I've like lots of people apparently know. I had no idea like all the stuff she did before.
I'm not like a film nerd. So
well, the thing is, all the stuff she did before I wasn't interested in at all. So that's why I didn't care.
Yeah.
But like I do miss. She does a good job in the trailer. And she certainly looks a lot like the new Lara. Mm-hmm. Like if you compare it, like she's got as far as I can tell, she's got the exact same body build, like completely. Especially like with the outfit, and they're completely. She's got like the bandage around her right arm. She's got like the ice pick, which is
it's just like it just feels like some people were like, "Whoa, those games quite like them. Let's make a film." And they just went, "Let's make a film," and they certainly have made a film.
The ice pick's hilarious because that thing, like that hasn't been sold since like 2013 or something.
Oh, really?
Like that model. This is like from a
ice pick nerds.
Yeah, it's from I researched this. It's from a British company, the BKK, something like that. So it's like it's called the Rebel. No, is it KMM? Oh God, I'm gonna have to look this up now. I looked this up once. Google, help me. Google, do what I say. Whoa, what was that called? Jesus. DMM. It's called DMM, the Rebel. They actually had a blog post like in 2011 when they said, they're using this for the game. I'll put a link in the show notes. But it hasn't been sold for ages. It's hilarious. So they're obviously copying a lot from the games, which I don't think is a bad thing because I really like those games and do like the story. Story is certainly a lot better than anything people have done with Tomb Raider before. I think the story in the Angelina Jolie movies were horrible.
Was kind of pish.
Also, this is like no wonder because like, especially the character and like lots of stories is based on work by Rihanna Pratchett.
Yes,
who's not doing it anymore, but which is really cool. And I'm looking forward to this. I'm a bit sad that Camilla Luddington hasn't been chosen. Because I must say, I love her voice. Like, she's the voice in the two games. And she's just obviously British, which Vikander isn't, which you can tell. I think she's trying to fake British accent at some point in this trailer. And it's horrible. She does a better job than me, but that's about it. And anybody does. Like,
they should get me on. I should do that.
You should be Lara Croft.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Camilla Luddington is amazing. I love her voice. So she's kind of my canonical Lara, just because of her voice, and she's not a bad actress as well. Like I've seen her in Grey's Anatomy, she did a good job. But I guess they wanted a more high-profile person, and I'm gonna see this. It looks good so far.
Yeah,
like it.
Something I really don't like is the whole Bluetooth bullshit.
Oh, BlueBorne.
This is
what I was giving radio interviews about, by the way.
Fair. So I have read the stuff. It's a security vulnerability, so it has to have a catchy name and a website and a cool logo. Presumably you can buy t-shirts with that logo on. Then, like, what even is the point? But this is kind of my point that I was talking about last week, in that I would like updates. Because there's an issue with Bluetooth that basically affects billions of things. And they did the whole good disclosure thing where they went to vendors and said, "We found this vulnerability. We're not going to tell everyone about it until you fix it, or we'll give you some time to do it." And they went to all the big ones, like Google and Microsoft. Apple had already kind of fixed it, and then doing the Linux stuff to get that fixed. But they also went to Samsung, who never replied, which is awesome. And obviously, OnePlus people didn't get contacted, and there's been no update. So I'm kind of left with man, I quite like connecting my Bluetooth phone to the Bluetooth in the car, neither of which I really want compromised. It's great. I'm loving it.
Actually, I'm coming around on your whole phone thing.
Oh God, no! Because I was coming around on your idea of just dealing with it. Fuck.
Okay, so let me just ruin that for you. So I've been thinking about that, right? So I have a Nexus 5X.
Yes.
Katie's died, and they replaced it. Mm-hmm. And apparently, it's a problem with how they. It's something about the interface of the cores on the chip.
Or how it's physically plugged in.
No, it's in the chip. The I don't know, the magic chip lanes that connect.
The magic blue dust, yeah.
Yeah, the cores, whatever. So apparently that's fucked, and it's fucked with all of them, and they all die sooner or later because LG's shit. Mm-hmm. And even if they would replace them, they're running out. They ran out of phones.
Oh.
And they also ran out of motherboards, so they can't fucking replace them. So, and the Nexus 5X was not as cheap as the Nexus phones before, but it was rather cheap compared to all the phones now, that are comparable.
Yeah.
And they just leaked the new Google Pixel XL.
Oh, have they? That thing's happening on October 4th. What's actually it going to be like?
So it's just the phone. Just
going to be a bigger one. Is it going to still be about $1,000?
It's $800 or something.
So that's £800. Fuck's sake.
So this is why it's 825 euros. Apparently, the rumors say. Mm-hmm. So this is why I'm coming around to your idea. Because
of an iPhone.
Yes.
Oh God.
Because here's my reasoning. Right, I really don't like iOS.
Okay.
But
I'm going to buy one anyway.
Apple does have good hardware. I used to have an iPhone. I know that.
Yeah.
And Android doesn't. Even the Google phones. I mean, even the Pixel. They're not made by Google. They're made by somebody, and they always fuck up. So it's I'm not gonna spend $800 on a fucking Android phone.
We're not John O'Bacon. We're not gonna do that.
Well, I'm not gonna do that because at that point I can just buy an iPhone. Okay, I can't buy the new fancy iPhone. But I don't need that. I can just buy the other iPhone, which is basically that cheap option, which is still fucking expensive.
Yes.
But that's okay for me. I can just buy that, and then I'll have actual good hardware. Even though I prefer Android, I can work with iOS. I still have an iPad, and I know that. And I'll just, I'll have a phone, and it'll get security updates. And with Android, I have the choice of having decent hardware that is still more shit than the iPhone. Mm-hmm. At the same price as an iPhone with security updates, or
less time,
or I'll buy a phone with decent hardware that I can use for the money it's actually worth, which is a OnePlus worth to me, and I don't get updates.
But Fab, you could buy a device and you could put Lineage on it and install F-Droid and run open source software on your personal computing device.
Yes, I could also buy a Glock. And
Ellie's cheering open source.
And shoot you for the bullshit you just spouted. Wait, let me just, I just need...
Ellie's doing cheerleading for open source.
Okay, what I'm doing now, I'm pulling up the websites with the best Avazarala quotes.
Oh God.
And I'm just gonna while you keep talking about Android. I'm just gonna find one that fits.
Since we recorded the last episode, where Fab basically convinced me that maybe you don't need one, What I did is I took my
Oh yeah, this one's good. Meow meow, cry meow meow. That's all I heard you say.
That's such a good quote.
Also, try not to put your dick in this. It's fucked enough already. That's Android for you.
Oh god.
Shut the fuck up now, dear. The grown-up is talking.
Oh wow, that is just a metaphor for open source.
No, the metaphor for all of tech, yeah, is this is just an excuse to wave their cocks at each other. Sorry, yeah, you were saying open source. Yeah, great.
So I took my lovely OnePlus X. I took it out of the jelly case it's been living in for like 2 years, and it's reminding me how beautiful it is. It's like so small. It's sleek. It's really like it's really like nice physical design of a thing. It's just like this sheet of just black stuff that I pick it up and it turns on and it's great. But it did remind me of like some of the glaring design flaws of it. I've got like a car mount to mount the phone in the car to be sat nav, and that's like basically like a little magnet on a stick. Stick to the windscreen of the car, and there's like a little metal thing, like a little metal square that you stick to the back of your device, and it'll magnetically go there, and it'll fall off when you have a car crash. It happens that the back of the phone is literally so slippery it will not stick. Even with bonus sticky tape, it doesn't work. Also, it's somehow defying physics in that it will fall off flat surfaces. It is so slippery. I put it down on the kitchen table, and we just watched it slowly slide across the table because there's like a 1/2 degree incline. It's just like sliding across. It's like we're not touching this. It's not happening.
Is that like that? There's like isn't there an effect in physics when two things get close to each other? There's a cushion.
The Casimir effect?
Yeah, I think that's it. That's like how those flying boats work.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that's how it's breaking.
Yeah, so I've just kind of been like, oh man, this is really nice. And the battery life's kind of bearable if you carry a spare battery pack to charge up in the middle of the day. That's fine. It still has the major issue that turns out pretty much all OnePlus X's have, in that the fucking compass is terrible. I thought it was just fine.
My phone has that too.
It is constantly rotating,
yep.
Which is terrible. Which is kind of like
Katie's phone has that too.
It doesn't happen on iPhones.
I completely believe you.
It just works. So I don't know. I'd kind of convinced myself that I was going to deal with it until it dies and then think about it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Did I seem to give a fuck? If I did, really, I was just being polite.
Oh,
Christian Avalorala, everybody. Yeah, I think so. We have two options here. We could just give a fuck about security updates and get a cheap phone, or we can get an iPhone. I'm still there. I still hold to my opinion that the expensive iPhone X is just bullshit.
A little bit, yeah.
That's just bullshit. But there are cheaper options. There's still iPhones. There may be basically last year's iPhone, but who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I can wear last year's shoes fashion.
Yeah, and even if you got a 7 right now, you'd still. I'm pretty sure you'd still have more software updates for that than you would with a brand new Google device.
Oh yeah, they're quite good actually at updating
they do
their phones.
4 years, I think.
What Apple actually does is they just keep updating them to a point where the OS is massively too big, massively too demanding for the phone. But they'll still keep updating it. There was still I have the original iPod Mini. I always wanted to call it iPod Nano, but I think it's iPod Mini, right?
Does it have a screen?
It's an iPad. I mean, sorry.
Yes, you have an iPad Mini.
Yeah, so I have that. The original one, and a few months ago was still getting updates.
What? Okay.
Yeah, so it's completely slow and unusable at this point. I'm just reading. I'm just using it to read Kindle shit on it and PDF, so it kind of still works. But that's their way. They'll update the device to death, right?
Yeah.
That's that's what they do. But at least you get like security updates. That's good.
So like I think the key things that like I kind of probably glossed over is that the vulnerability is called BlueBorne.
Sorry, I was just.
I completely forgot to actually explain what happened. And basically, on various platforms, you can do like man-in-the-middle attacks, and you can execute arbitrary code, remote code execution vulnerability, remote code execution.
Sorry, I know people will go insane, but like the small iPhone 8, is €800. So that's like not the insane X model, but like the normal one. That's the one I would buy, not the big one, right? The Plus. That's the one that's like expensive as the Google phone. Why the hell, Google? Like seriously, why the fuck do you idiots think a normal person at that price point would buy your phone? Like normal people just buy iPhones. That's desirable to them because they're cool, they're hip. What the fuck are you fucking idiots thinking?
It's still nerds buying Pixels.
Yeah, but that's not enough. Nerds not enough.
Like nerds buy it, but like
that's like nerds are running Linux. They're like 1% of the population. Doesn't work.
That's that thing.
Sorry, BlueBorne. BlueBorne is shit.
It's just quite terrifying.
Basically, on Android, it can actually own your phone.
Like entirely, basically do whatever it wants, which is bad.
It's pretty amazing because, security people have been thinking, when's the first real Bluetooth vulnerability coming along? Like we've been thinking that for years, maybe decades, and I think that's it. I mean, I turn Bluetooth off when I'm not using it.
Yeah, same.
I've been doing that forever because
it uses battery.
That, but also I don't trust it. I've never trusted it. Like everything I've learned about it, like actually it uses quite like compared to a lot of other technologies, like the encryption is actually quite good. But then, like, the default code is always, like, 4 zeros.
Yes. Yeah,
so what the fuck?
The pairing of it's always kind of terrifying.
And this vulnerability is actually before that. Like, Bluetooth devices, even if they're paired, they're constantly pinging shit, like, seeing if there are other...
Oh, really?
But yeah, that's how this vulnerability actually works. Like, it's at the point where like the devices ping each other. So basically, instead of like say it says like hello, who's there, and like your response is basically malware. And apparently it does this while it's actually paired as well. Yeah,
that's crap. So fuck. Don't use Bluetooth.
It must have been like in the how these protocols always have like reference implementations. It must have been a design flaw in there, and everybody just like changed the reference because every OS has the same problem.
Yeah, it's just like absolutely ancient C code from back when they implemented Bluetooth the first time, which no one caught. So yeah, damn.
Only beer helps with it.
Only beer. I had like a minor spillage of beer just now, so now it's kind of
Do you need more beer?
No, I've got some left. I caught it.
Just behind the scenes, this is basically there's only 2 reasons we pause the show now, because I don't edit. I try not to edit. And the only reasons we edit is like when somebody really, really needs to go to the toilet.
Yeah, or needs another drink.
Or needs another drink.
I will happily pour a drink on myself and acquire drying implements and like do the carpet while talking.
Yeah, I've done that before as well.
And then we go on to break kayfabe and tell you how it's all done.
Kayfabe.
So I got to use the wrestling terminology.
Podcast kayfabe.
They won't take you seriously if you don't talk like a wrestling fan.
I'm not really a ranty person. It's just my kayfabe.
Yeah, you're actually really friendly, but you're never really that grumpy.
I actually am quite friendly. I wouldn't say I'm not grumpy, but like seriously, I've met like people that only know me from the podcast. They're like, wow, or like from the internet where I like shout at people and they're like, wow, you're really nice.
Turns out he's right.
And I'm like, shh, that's my secret. You're breaking kayfabe.
Thinking of things.
Dave's actually quite small.
Yeah, I'm tiny.
He's like 1.20 meters.
Yeah. I'm like you could fit me in a pocket. Thinking of things you could fit in pockets, man, I'm on top of segways today.
Wow.
To get Fab to thin down his paint to use 2 thin coats.
God.
There's a cool Kickstarter that I backed.
Is it Duncan's thin down your paints?
No, but it's just like a dank like wet palette.
Oh, it's literally dank because it's a wet palette. Oh,
yeah.
Whoa.
I'm too good. I should just retire.
Oh, this looks good.
Yes. So.
Not another Kickstarter.
Yes, but the thing is, it got funded like.
Oh, the bike came back.
0. Yeah, it's really annoying. It got funded really quickly. And we talked about wet palettes in the past. Joe is a big fan of them. I've used them in the past, but they went moldy. So that's the thing I found. That, like, making your own, they'll go moldy after a while.
No. What you need is that. What was that thing? I forgot again. The film.
Yes. That stuff.
Forgot what it's called. Oh God, Katie will kill me. I'll need to look it up. And that
the microbiology one.
Yeah, that doesn't go. That doesn't go moldy.
Well, so like I always found it was like the foam underneath. So like the idea of it, if you're not familiar, is that you have a box with like a lid, so you can close it. You put in some foams, like some sponge or whatever, and then on top of that, you put like a semi-permeable membrane, so like baking parchment or the thing that Katie uses.
I'll look it up that I use because
you can then put your paint on top of that, dilute it, and then as it's like evaporating off like it would on a normal palette and would be drying, it's drawing water up from the so you damp the foam underneath it, so it's drawing water up from that like that reservoir. Yep. So your paint stay diluted for longer. So you can do 2 thin coats, as like any good Warhammer painter knows from Duncan. But yeah, you can make your own for like 0 money. But I found it's just like a pain. Like you will inevitably buy the wrong piece of paper to put on the top and it'll fall apart, or it turns out it'll be very waterproof. And then I found eventually like it'll go moldy. So this is claiming to be kind of like mold resistant foam.
I hate mold.
It's pretty grim. It's pretty grim.
Fucking mold.
And then this comes with like the bottom tier is basically like it comes with the wet palette, the foam bits, and then like 100 sheets of paper, which is like enough for like loads.
This looks like the mold skin.
The mold. It basically looks like, what if Moleskin made a wet palette?
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like.
It's got like the little like strap. It's like bright orange. There's like no logos on it. It's really cool.
Parafilm. It's called Parafilm. Sorry. I had to Google our own site to.
Yeah, because we talked about it before. It's even like a thing I've clicked on in the past. So yeah, I thought like you should start that. There's 22 days left on it.
I should probably kickstart that.
It's at like 300% of its goal.
Does it have? What are the different
tiers? So you just get like bigger ones with more paper.
So the lowest tier where you get it is like 25 euros.
Yes,
there's nothing.
Yeah, it's like
mold-resistant hydration foams.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know how well it's going to stay mold-resistant.
Who's this guy? He's from Paris.
Yeah, so some French people.
Oh, it's in wet palette. Oh la la, wet palette.
One cool thing is one nice thing. It's not necessarily cool. One thing I appreciated is that they didn't do any stretch goals, and they mentioned it in the most recent thing.
We don't do stretch goals over here.
Basically, they're like, what did they say?
Le stretch goal, merde.
Speaking of the campaign, we hear a lot of where are the stretch goals, and it's like, to give all of the functions. They spell functions wrong, but I'll forgive them. My French is terrible.
Function.
All the functions and spares from the start. A complete package that's the best price for all the backers. So like they're just not really doing stretch goals, which I like because I think they're kind of bullshit.
Stretch goals are the bullshit. We don't do this. My French is terrible. So, yes,
there'll be a link in the show notes. You'll definitely be able to back it when this comes out.
I think I'll do that
in the next couple of days.
It looks good. And I can probably put parafilm in it, so it's
yeah, it's the thing. Like,
it'll be Katie. 25 euros is fucking nothing. That's $30. I love that.
That's like 10.
That's 250 pounds, I think. 25 euros.
I'm having to like sell everything I own. I've had to sell all my Warhammer to buy.
Well, you're lucky because this is it says this campaign is US, Canada, and EU friendly. Like back it now. If you're lucky, they ship it before Brexit. Otherwise, you'll have to pay import tax.
No, I ordered an anime figurine from the ice skating anime I told you about, and I had to pay import tax on that, and that was very sad.
Well, this is a glimpse of your future. This Kickstarter, like the most you can pay is like 204 euros.
And that's for just like I am a shop. I would like to
that's
buy
like
many
6 of the big ones.
Yeah,
and it's like me.
I run the studio,
and like that's still less than I paid for Elite. What's that mold resistant foam made out of? I don't know. Is it cancerous?
I mean, I'm not gonna eat it. I think it'll be.
I think Katie could, like, if I set her the task to make mine mold resistant.
Would it also be fab resistant as well then, though?
I don't know. She probably has some stuff in the lab. Like, mold's a big problem if you cultivating cells and stuff. You need to be really careful because you get spores in it and then fucking grows everywhere. Yeah, I'll probably back that later. Cool.
It's got a little magnetic thingy for like a.
Oh my god, so good. For what?
For like an accessory on the side. The little like bowls of water. It's just cool.
I liked it. Oh yeah, I can see. Yeah, I liked it before you told me what it was for. It's like magnetic. Yeah. Yeah.
It's leak proof, so you can take it on a walk.
You can paint your figures in the park. So good. It's really good. I like it. I have to be really careful because we're spending so much money on that Australia holiday. It's like, when we were in Australia, which is ages ago, I think 2005, we were students.
Yeah.
And 2006 maybe. I don't know. It was before LO, before I did this podcasting shit. Actually, I had the idea to start doing podcasts in Australia.
Oh wow!
While I was hanging out on the dock there in Alley Beach, so I was walking a lot and listening to podcasts, and I thought I should do one of those when I get back. And we didn't have any money because we were students, so all the cool like the Great Barrier Reef tours and shit we didn't do. Right. And now we're just doing it. We've been saving up for 2 years for this holiday. We're just gonna blow the bank on that. We actually had to like increase limits on like cards and shit because we spent money.
Yeah, you should definitely buy an iPhone now. Then that seems like the most like financially sensible time to buy one.
Well, what I'm doing is I'm breaking my other phone first, which I mean this is breaking as we speak. Like it's getting slower and slower. This can't be lasting much longer. And you're laughing, but I think I'll buy an iPhone next.
Yes, do it. Do it right now.
Join the iPhone. No, I'm going to back this Kickstarter from the French people with the nice wet palette.
I'm just like drying the carpet right now. It's going really well. I did quite the number on that.
At least it's not red wine.
At least it is. Yeah, the carpet's kind of like a brown color as well. So
it's going to smell delicious of yeast and hops.
I'll be getting the carpet cleaner out after this. Something else which I saw. Ellie's just handing me the carpet. It's not happening now.
Yeah, you should do that on the show. What does it sound like?
Oh, so it's just like it's like a spray-on thing that you can then hoover.
Oh, is it one of those teleshopping things?
Yeah, literally, it's like Vanish Gold Carpet Care. It's actually surprisingly good. It cleans carpets, which we have to do regularly, it turns out.
Wait, what? I'm really watching this video you linked. Is that Simon? That's Simon.
No, it's Lewis and Ben.
Oh, it's Lewis, sorry. Yeah, Lewis, not Simon. I was... my brain is so fucked. I saw Lewis and I said Simon.
Okay.
This is how fucked my brain is. I've been watching Yogscast videos for like 7 years, 6-7 years. Yeah. The fuck?
The thing I linked is called Battlestar Galactica Deadlock.
I read it as Dreadlock at first. This is right down my alley.
Oh god, he's screwed.
It's down my alley.
Yeah. So what it is?
Don't tell Ellie I made that joke.
I won't. What it is essentially the board game Star Wars Armada, but as a PC game and set in the Battlestar Galactica universe.
Does it have the license? Yeah, it does, right?
It does. It's like an officially licensed thing. It's got like is it Bear McCreary? The guy who did the soundtrack.
Bear McCreary.
He's got his music in it, so it's really Battlestar-y.
He's amazing. Have you seen where he does the Battlestar soundtrack? Where you know that
yes.
that drum song when the Vipers launch? Mm-hmm. He does that on 40 accordions.
What the fuck?
Yes. I'm gonna find this and think. So what he does is he plays all 40 instruments like one after the other, right, and then mix the videos together.
Okay.
And he does even the drums like by just drumming on the accordion. Like, I'm gonna find it. Tell me what the game is. I'm gonna find the video.
So it is a kind of turn-based, sort of spaceship strategy game where you are controlling capital ships and battle stars and squadrons of Vipers to defeat enemies, which I believe are the Cylons. And then it's got kind of like an XCOM style kind of strategic, like an overworld kind of like managing sort of resources and stuff, and then like choosing where you're going to go do your fights and things. Okay. It looks really cool. I think there was a Battlefleet Gothic game that we talked about a while ago.
Yeah, which I've bought and I haven't played yet.
I have not played that either. This kind of looks like a well-polished version of that. It looks really like it's kind of easy to make space look nice because if you get like a decent skybox, anything will look good. It's got like lots of kind of J.J. Abrams kind of
lens flares. On the main menu. It has lens flares.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? I wonder if it uses Autodesk Scaleform for the menus.
Probably.
I hope so. Bank.
Actually, I think Battlefield Gothic looks great as well, but yeah.
I think so. It's like a completely different art style.
Oh god, I love the was it CNC, like the bridge?
Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh my god, does it have Colonel Ty?
So it's set
comes in drunkenly.
It's set 30 years before the events of the TV series.
Okay,
so it quite probably will have him. It has lots of character names from people in the TV series, but like it'll be their parents or whatever.
It should just be a drunk guy walking.
Yeah, I think it probably will end up having like some of them.
Attack formation.
I don't think he was drunk. Like,
he wasn't that drunk, but he was. No, he's drunk like in the first episode. You meet him.
But like 30 years previously, he must have he would have
he was drunk.
Kicked out of the Navy.
Somebody died. Yeah.
Yes,
I think.
Yeah.
But so I linked the video, which is Bear McCreary on a as I've told before, I think on this show as well. Can't remember. The podcast was blend together after a while. I used to play accordion, and I know how hard that is. And Bear McCreary is a fucking great accordion player, and he arranged. Like Prelude to War, which is Battlestar Galactica soundtrack's great. So he did the soundtrack. I think he got the job because he basically looks like Ronald D. Moore. He got the same haircut and the same beard. But he's great as a composer. But this is like he arranged it's an orchestral song piece, orchestral piece. And he arranged it for accordions. And then he plays all the instruments and cuts them together.
And there's just like some guy frantically running around in 360 videos.
Yeah, probably.
It's great. I love this.
The sound is amazing. I like it. It sounds really good. It's not like a gimmick. It actually does sound good just on accordion. I love when he just like drums on the case.
That's really cool. I like that. And yeah, Deadlock looks like really fun. I'm gonna pick it up. It's like 30 quid. It'll probably be on sale at some point.
Okay, Battlestar Galactica Deadlock.
Dreadlock, yes.
Why has Lewis? Why doesn't he have dreadlocks?
Lewis seems like the least dreadlocky person ever.
I know, But it would be
I
amazing.
think you'll really like Ben in the video because he gets like super into Battlestar. He like so in a recent video they were at
So I haven't
GDC.
seen who is Ben.
Ben is like I think he was like a editor or a producer at some point, and then he like came on a stream. Him and Lewis have like a channel now together where they play XCOM.
He looks. I haven't seen any of that. He looks like he got the job because he looks like Lewis. As the Bear McRae is the same beard and basically the same haircut and the same headphones.
He is a massive fan of nerd things like BattleTech and Battlestar Galactica. Because he's great. They were at Gamescom and did the whole video. Like went to see the new BattleTech game. And then it revealed that he was like the biggest nerd.
I was actually looking at Gamescom if I actually saw somebody from Yogscast. Sadly, I didn't, but that would have been nice.
I would like to try this out and give it a go. It does fun.
Look good from just like watching the video without sound.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because you seem to be. It's not like a 2D thing. There's like 3D, actual like a 3D level of things. One really nice thing. So like you'll say like on your turn you want to like move your ship in this direction, have it end up pointing in this direction, and it like carry that out in the next turn. Then the opposition does their move. So it's very much like those kind of like fantasy flight games like X-Wing and Attack Wing. But then the cool thing is that at the end of a battle, it will cut it together and turn it into a video.
Really? Well, that's awesome.
So rather than it just like you just like seeing the battle, I won the battle in turn-based mode, it'll go like, and then here is like what it played out as in real time.
I'm watching that. That's also like Battlestar.
With like really Battlestar Galactica shots.
Yeah, like from the Viper, like the one where it's just really like cool. A GoPro on the Viper.
I kind of want that. My only kind of fear about it is that I'm like less interested in the kind of overworld managing your fleets and like moving stuff around. Because I've been playing some XCOM because like it's XCOM 2. Being actually going back to just play original XCOM 2 without the DLC. Because I hadn't finished it, and I also want to like finish it before I do the DLC stuff.
This looks great for streamers because at the end you can just talk over the video.
Yeah.
Well, this should be down your alley. You're playing Hearts of Iron. You should be all like, down with the management.
Yeah, well, like I'm kind of like I like it in that because that's the point of Hearts of Iron. Like the battles aren't like the like individual battles.
The Viper shots are so good.
But like in things like XCOM and in this Battlestar Galactica thing, I kind of just want to play the like small engagements. Like I don't really care about the overworld thing in XCOM and like researching new technology and stuff. I just want to like be like, here is a mission, like go kill some aliens in a cool strategic way and don't cheat. Like I like that.
My God, you are Tom Francis.
But I kind of just don't want both. I want like the game that does like here's your grand strategy and then here's like all like skirmish combat. I don't feel like I need both.
I need the lore, man.
I'll happily have the lore, but I'll remember like there was the time in video games when everyone was like, "Oh man, cutscenes, that's just so shit." Like,
I never subscribed to any of that.
I know there was a time when I was like that, but I'm like, give me some nice cutscenes. Let me like do a level, have a cutscene, like just do that. I don't really want to like.
This looks really good. This does look good. I've never heard of it. Comes out of left field for me. But
they've got the octagonal pieces of paper where they've cut the corners off. It's like
So I guess this is set, in the first Cylon war before they disappeared.
I'm not.
Oh no, they didn't have a war, right? They just disappeared. Oh God, it's been so long. I've got the whole series on Blu-ray.
There was no first war. They just buggered off, didn't they? They sort of. Well, there was a revolt, wasn't there? They kind of like revolted against the humans and then buggered off. I think this is kind of just. I'm not entirely sure just yet because, I'll have to play it and find out what the plot is. See how far I can get before just like the strategy level kills me.
Looks good. That we learned a lot of new stuff today, didn't we?
So many new things. We had feedback.
Oh yeah, let's do that now. How can we have feedback? We didn't have another show.
Because people just like us. They like sending us things.
Give me a second. I don't know. Do they like us?
I don't know.
Why?
I think they still listen,
I'm trying so hard to not be likable. I'm opening another beer for the feedback.
Well done.
By the way, I loved how like on the 200 Skeleton and Crower episode, they told them that they should announce what they're drinking at the beginning of the show so that people could drink the same thing. To like basically drink along. And we've been doing that for ages.
Yeah, so if you're drinking along, ludonarrative dissonance. There you go. Drink again.
Okay, cheers.
Can
you say that again?
Ludonarrative dissonance. Oh dear. We had
delicious.
We had someone called literally Dennis, not literally Nicholas.
I love it. We've got a new literally.
Yeah, I got a whole like.
Guy.
What if that's like oh,
it's that guy.
What if there were like Yognauts, right? You know how there are Yognauts and regular feature, like they call their listeners readers.
I like that. That's good.
Do we call our listeners literals? Because now there are two of them.
Well, I guess we do.
Okay, literals. How you doing?
Oh God.
Literally, Dennis.
That sounds to me that my brain just translate that into, because we've been on the Schleichfahrt thing, into literals, like literal the C thing, LITTORAL.
Oh right,
which is like apparently it's relating to or situated on the shore. This the literal zone.
Wow.
It's the uppermost zone in the marine. Like, there are different zones, littoral, pelagic,
all that jazz.
benthic and stuff. Yeah, it's the topmost. It's the littoral zone. If you listen long enough, you enter the intertidal zone.
Oh God. I don't think I'm there yet.
No, they're the literals.
Anyway, literally Dennis is not in the sea. They say, I listen to Geeky's radio while commuting on my bike, and links to some Bluetooth headset things, which is relevant because Bluetooth. Boom.
Yeah.
It's so
owned on your bike.
So on brand. I don't think, basically saying that like this is a way that you could listen to podcasts on your bike while you're commuting. I don't feel that was the reason that you don't do it. It's not the technological reason. It's that like you don't want to die.
Well, that is part of it. I replied to him. I also doubt that like my bike's really loud, especially like on the highway, like at 120, kilometers per hour. So I'm not quite sure I would be able to. I'm also not sure I want to. For the not dying reason. Like I'd probably get like very angry with Chris Thurston.
And then just crash the motorbike.
And then just like, I don't know, yeah. But
you could totally get a pair of them Heiser reviewing them.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea actually.
Yeah. Literally, why don't you do this with everything? If I was like in a position where I could just arbitrarily review technology, I'd be like, yeah, can I have that cool new
I would say ethics in journalism.
Yeah.
But really,
you might have to return them, but you can still work out if they work.
Laziness in journalism. It's basically it. Like you have to write them, and oh god, no, it can't be asked. I've got work to do.
Anyone at Senna audio thingies for motorbikes wants to send us some free shit? Well, specifically Fab, I have no use for it. Just write us an email.
Speaking of bikes, I'm doing the Gentleman's Ride on Sunday.
Yeah,
again.
I got an email about that. Being like, please support us.
Really, you got an email?
Well, yeah, because I donated last time. So.
Oh, right, and then you get an email. Well, that's cool. Well, I actually I signed up too late for like I wasn't going for the supporting thing much this year. But like if you want to, obviously, do it's for like good cause. It supports like the Movember Foundation. Just like apparently they keep men from dying from prostate cancer. Yeah, and I'm doing it again. I bought a fancy helmet for it. And you know how I bought that cool camera strap thing? I think I'm going to take that. I might take a few pictures, which I'll share with people.
Yeah, because the video you did last time was really cool.
Yeah, it's just a cool thing, and apparently the weather's going to be good. It looks great. Like there's lots of like great looking motorbikes and well dressed people riding through town. Anyway, sorry, what were we gonna?
The next thing,
right?
Is from Richard Marsh, friend of the show, sending us
literally Marsh.
Literally Marsh. Change your name. Sends us photos of lawnmowers of before listening to Sabaton and then after listening to Sabaton, where someone's done it up as a tank, which I think is
that's a German tank.
The only way I could be bothered to do anything in the garden is if all my tools are tank themed.
Oh, just imagine you had that lawnmower,
and
then just Ghost Division on the headphones.
You just
kill that grass.
Yeah, just destroy it.
I also love how that Sabaton lawnmower is actually on concrete. Photographs taken on concrete.
Yeah, that's what was under the grass. It mowed through the soil.
It completely killed the grass. That's good. And then there was other feedback which I just put in just before the show because it came in just before the show.
Yeah, I did. I didn't even see this.
Well, it was sent to me specifically, but it's about the show. It says at Fabsh, it's Secastor, at Secastor, literally Secastor. Will you cover? I love the literally. That's also like it kind of fits, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's very because
they're writing words.
Literally writing. Also, we're not very literal in the show. I think.
Literate? Are you thinking we're not very literate?
No, I'm literate. I'm just not very literal. I'm littoral.
Because you're in the sea.
When I'm on the water.
Near the shore. Is it
on the Ulster? The Ulster's just over there. So yeah.
Oh, okay, that's literal. Yeah.
Okay. He says, "Will you cover the Orwell on your next podcast?" Well, which is now. So no, but maybe later. Seems like it will be the best Star Trek series since DS9. And yes, I think they aired the first episode. I'm furious googling, as you can hear from both sides of the podcast. And I haven't seen it yet because it's like not on Netflix. Which is bad.
God, I saw some tweets and people were like, skip it. So I don't know. I'm like, it's only got 2 episodes.
But it's got Chet L. Coleman
starring
with Fred Johnson.
Oh wow, okay.
It's Fred.
I'm so bad.
Basically, is Seth MacFarlane, who did Family Guy, making a Star Trek series because he's a Star Trek. He was in Enterprise. He had a cameo in Enterprise. So basically, he made a Star Trek series where he's the captain, which is the dream, basically.
Yeah,
it's not a Star Trek series, but yeah.
No, it's like a Star Trek, but not Star Trek.
It's a spoof, but
is it actually a spoof? Like, is it a comedy?
I think it is. Have you seen the promotion?
No, not really. I've only read words. I'm pretty sure, like with Seth MacFarlane.
Well,
gonna be a comedy.
I think it is. I think it's also like partly serious, but like if you see like all the promo shots, and you see like that first officer lady.
Yeah,
she always looks like pissed off. She always like rolling her eyes and whatever. And there's there's also the actress. I don't know what her name is, but she played the president, I think, in 24. Jack Bauer. And they have weird looking robot. They have a guy who's basically the guy from Galaxy Quest. By Grabda's hammer.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is. But it has a lot of like Star Trek alumni, producers and whatever people involved. And I think what people say when they say it's going to be the next, like it's a better Star Trek series than Discovery, is that I think if I read everything I read about Discovery, where Discovery is going more towards something like The Expanse. Or like Battlestar Galactica, that kind of storytelling, which is modern sci-fi storytelling. Also, like I think they're doing the whole like story over season, not over an episode thing.
Yes.
But I'm not sure that like one of my biggest gripes with Discovery is I'm not sure that fits Star Trek.
Okay.
And I think this series, being a spoof or not or whatever, is by virtue of I think being a spoof or close to that, is classic Star Trek.
Okay.
More classic Star Trek than Discovery is trying to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like more the spirit of Star Trek.
Yes, yeah. The spirit, if not like the literally.
Well, it's not literally because also it's like it doesn't have the it's obviously completely different, but it's like it's also it looks like I haven't seen it, but it looks from everything I've seen, it looks like it's a little bit Galaxy Quest, and then a lot of like classic Star Trek because I've been watching the original series, and if you watch the original series today, it might just be a spoof. Like, it's so over the top. There's such ridiculous bullshit in that. Because it's from the 60s. That you might as well, for all intents and purposes, like from Jay, it might actually be a spoof. So if you're actually going close to that, like Discovery being set 10 years before the original series can't really get that close to it because it'll look ridiculous.
Yeah.
But the Orville probably how sometimes when something's a spoof, it can actually be quite serious. And I think by virtue of not being afraid of being ridiculous, it can be closer. I don't know.
Maybe.
Also, this first officer, her name's Adrienne Palicki. Apparently, she was in John Wick, which is not my thing, but she looks cool. I like her.
I'll give it a go.
She can pull amazing faces. Yeah, I will too. Where's it airing? I found out lots of shit about this, but
I will view it if it is legal to do so in my region.
So, do you want? Doesn't this say?
Oh God, I have no. It's not on Netflix.
Come on, Wikipedia. Yeah, it's not on Netflix. Otherwise, they would.
It's not on Amazon Prime, I don't think. God, I've got no idea where it's. It's a Fox thing, so it might just be on Fox.
Oh, Fox. It's on Fox, yeah. So we're fucked. So.
Well, I guess we'll wait for the DVD box set to come out.
We'll talk about it in about 5 years. You know what the best thing is? Because I'm writing about this Netflix thing, I got like a press account.
Okay.
Where they giving you the press materials and shit.
Yeah.
And it's what the best thing about that is?
It's not region locked?
Yeah, no, you can actually it's not, you can't view content. It's just like, photos and stuff you might use for news articles. But it has like press release and shit. But it also has like a list of all the series that are like all the Netflix stuff, like their own stuff.
Right.
That is actually on Netflix, like when it's coming on, like what region it is.
Oh, that's really useful.
And it's like stuff you can't find out any other way.
Oh, that's where all the Twitter accounts that that announce when things come out, or are going to come out on Netflix. Yeah. That's where they're getting their data from.
Probably. It's really handy. It's good.
I'd like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That is all the feedback. If you would like to send us feedback, and if we record the next episode with time to let you give us feedback, which there should be because we're going on holiday.
And if I am releasing these episodes before then?
Yes, as if you actually hear these before November, you can contact us through various means. We have an email address, which you might want to send long-form things to. That's gnr@sixgun.org. We have a Twitter account, which is where I check for questions. That's at Geek News Radio. Fab is at
Fab Foxtrot Alpha Bravo Sierra Hotel.
I'm at Mega Slippers. That's Mega Slippers. We have a Discord where we chat about things. I forgot to say, Joe posted an amazing photo of what he's painting.
Oh God, yes.
It's bonkers. He's still doing that Eldar edition out. And it turns out one of these guys had 88 gems on them. And he painted them all because he's...
is he using those new gem colors?
I don't know.
The Citadel technical paints for gems?
Yeah. I don't know. He's got He's got some Tamiya paint mixing stuff and some Vallejo paint as well. So I don't know. But they look shiny. They look great.
Looks really good.
Photos of things, discussions of like.
I think I can only like. I've pretty much resolved. Like I can't work like this. I need that wet palette before I can.
Do it. Before
I can work on Vier Feldherren again.
Thin your paints, Fab. Thin your paints. We also have a YouTube channel where stuff gets posted sometimes. I will probably post from the official Twitter account if I end up doing any of that Divinity stuff in the break.
Yeah.
That's it.
That is it. I'll see you when I get back from Australia, mates.
Have a lovely October.
Thin your paints!
Hack the planet. That was a short show.
Yeah, an hour and a half.
Yeah, a nice short 90 minutes.
Cool, that was good.
Awesome.
Well,
have fun editing 2 episodes.
Have fun cleaning your carpet.
Oh God, thank you.
Right back at ya!
Damn it.